Oh, it's the kid getting words. Podcast on blast, giving you the real talk, no holding back. Can't get any worse, we'll make you see. There's always a silver lining. We'll set you free, so join the movement. Let's change the game with the Can't Get Any Worse podcast.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Can't Get Any Worse podcast. How are we all today? I hope we're all well. And my God, I cannot contain my excitement any longer. I don't know if I've ever been this excited to do a UFC breakdown. But yes, this is our UFC breakdown for UFC Freedom 250 going down this Monday, Australia time. And my God, have I never been so happy to not work Mondays in my life. I thought it was on a Tuesday. I don't know why. I think I was listening to another podcast, an Australian podcast that I listen to, and they're doing like a fight companion, like a live show for it. And I swear their ads leading up to it have been like, join us on Tuesday the 16th or something. So I booked Tuesday off work next week. And now that I've started digging into the card myself, I've realized that it's actually Monday our time, which makes complete sense because it's Sunday American time. But my God, I am so fucking pumped to do this breakdown. This card is absolutely ridiculous. It's what the entire world is talking about and thinking about at the moment. We've got it all. We've got the White House. We've got Donald Trump. We've got Dana White. We've got a lightweight title fight. We've got an interim heavyweight title fight. We've got Alex Pereira trying to become a 3-division champion, first one to ever do it. Whether you love or hate the UFC, this is an absolute fucking spectacle of a sporting event which will never be done again. I think it's pretty safe to say that. This is not even once in a lifetime. I literally cannot imagine this ever going down again in the history of the world. For the president of a sporting event, I'm just going to straighten my camera up a little bit. There we go. For the president of a sporting organization to be besties with the president of the United States, it's a one of one. This is literally a one of one, guys. And before we do rip into my breakdown, let's stall that a little bit. Let's try and contain our excitement by just ripping into some news and gossip in the UFC world that's happened since the last time we were in here. But before we do rip into that, I think we all know what it's time for. I think we need to crack this delicious can of Kamikaze. Let's see what this crack sounds like today. Oh, that is a good crack. What do we got? We got Hawaiian Splice this afternoon. Let's have a quick sip. Oh, God, that's fucking good. Adrian actually told me the other day that he pinpointed that flavor. It's like old school Fanta, like syrup Fanta. And then I started to click. I'm like, fuck, that's what all their flavors taste like. Just like good old fashioned, like 90s, fully syrup fucking drinks from back in the day. So get around them, guys. The official energy drink sponsor of the Can't Get Any Worse podcast now, because everything is signed, sealed, and delivered. If you go to my Instagram, the discount code should be in my bio by now. It's Kami CGW. So KAMI CGW. That'll get you 10% off all your orders and help back the podcast a little bit. So get around it, guys. Much cheaper than like servos and things like that if you buy it directly off them. So go have a suss, guys. But as I said, news and gossip. I think this is the perfect place to kick off. The White House is under attack of a lawsuit. The week of the event, I don't know. People have had so long leading up to this. How long have we known about the White House card? I reckon it's been over a year, right? Since we knew the initial concept. Obviously, we didn't know the card and things like that prior to that, but we've known that there is going to be a UFC card at the White House for the longest time. And this week, the week of the event, a lawsuit has been filed attempting to stop the White House event altogether because claims from some people, what is this claim? Use of federal property to alleged financial conflicts involving the event. So I believe that it falls under the umbrella for us more layman term people. Apparently, you're not allowed to hold like a sporting event or something that people can like financially benefit from on federal property. So I don't know the ins and outs from that. I mean, now that somebody has brought it up, I'm surprised I didn't think of this. Like, it's pretty common sense, right? Like, could you imagine fucking Albo comes out tomorrow and he's like, hey, Volk, I'm thinking about putting UFC on the front lawn of Parliament House. What do you reckon? That'd be insane. It just would not happen in our fucking country. But yeah, I do not know what is going to go down there. I would only hope that Dana and fucking Donald Trump are all over the back end side of things. Even if they're not, they've got billions of dollars to throw to fucking lawyers just to, even if they like stall it, like stall for another couple of weeks, get the event to happen, and then who fucking cares? They're going to make enough from this shit to pay whatever legal fees are coming their way. So on top of that, Mr. Joe Rogan, one of my favorites, he has been well and truly pretty vocal the whole time that he's not a huge fan of the UFC White House card. His major questions are, obviously you're getting these like title fights, right? This is what these fighters fight for their entire lives, to get to this moment, to go for that challenging for the belt or retaining their belt. And now instead of like a climatized arena that they're used to fighting in, they're now just having it on the lawn of the White House. So obviously all the elements come into play. Dana's come out. He said the only thing that's going to stop it is a lightning storm. So even if it's raining, Dana said, the fights are still going to take place, which blows my mind. You know what I mean? Like, could you imagine just going for that championship belt, the UFC title, to become the baddest motherfucker on the planet, and all of a sudden it just starts raining outside? You're not only having to deal with all the usual issues of a fight, like, oh, fuck, am I going to get knocked out? Am I going to get choked out? Do I need to fucking get enough significant strikes in to grind this out to a decision? You've now got to worry about wind, rain, fucking sweat. Dana came out like a week ago or something. He's like, oh, I just got back from the White House. I didn't realize how many mosquitoes and shit are outside. What the fuck, Dana? How do you realize all this shit a week out from the event? It seems like they've had the longest time to get this exactly right. And now a week out from the event, all this shit's just coming up like, holy fuck. I feel like Dana and Donald Trump have just been sitting in the White House just jerking each other off, going, we're incredible for putting this on. We are amazing. No one's ever going to do this again. And now the week of the event, all the event organizers and shit are like, hey guys, have you thought about like this situation? And they've just gone, oh fuck. So I'm intrigued to see how the whole thing goes down. The whole, like the claw aspect, it's pretty like, at first, don't get like, I'll come clean, okay? I was pretty vocal when this card got announced that it sucked. Now that the initial, it's not the biggest card we've ever seen. We weren't sold what we were promised. All that's passed now. Now I've had time to settle down, actually have a look at the card, actually get pumped for the card, watch all the promos and shit. I'm so pumped for this. It's that golden rule of Dana White always just says, follow me and watch what I do. Like, I will achieve greatness. And we all doubt him every single time. Fucking UFC 300. Oh, this card sucks. Ends up being one of the best fight cards in history. Oh, fucking UFC Noche in the Sphere. Oh, this is going to suck. What a gimmick. Oh my God. The fucking most visually aesthetic thing I've ever seen in my life. And now we just have to put our trust in him. This event is going to be fucking insane. But I heard a little rumor this week that Arman Tsarukyan, he is a UFC fighter. He's on the UFC's bad books at the moment, okay? He hasn't had a fight in probably fucking close to 12 months, maybe even longer than that now. But this has nothing to do with his fighting. He has gone out reportedly and put a $1 million bet on Justin Gaethje to beat Ilia Topuria. That payout would give him approximately $5.7 million if Justin Gaethje can do the unthinkable and beat Ilia Topuria, which, I don't know, it's either the most confident bet I've ever seen in my life or the dumbest bet in MMA history. Either way, Tsarukyan, if you're throwing out $1 million next time, give it to me or give it to our friends over at Knucklebet. We're going to touch on Knucklebet later on in the episode, guys. Proud sponsors of the Can't Get Any Worse podcast. Tom Aspinall in the news as well this week. Dana White and Eddie Hearn still got that beef going, still throwing jabs at each other. Eddie Hearn's basically saying to Dana, like, the contract you got Tom on is a piece of shit. You need to bump up his wage, things like that. And nobody has ever beaten the UFC in a contract debate, okay? And I highly doubt that one of the most hated guys in Dana White's little black book that he has in his back pocket, Eddie Hearn, is going to change Dana's mind. I dare say we have seen the last of Tom Aspinall in the UFC. I reckon he's fully going to make the switch to boxing because I cannot see Dana and Eddie coming to an agreement to make this all go down. So on the back of that, interesting podcast this week between Michael Bisping and Paul Felder, where they look, it's been a big thing of most UFC characters have been defending Tom Aspinall for the whole eye poke thing, right? He obviously was in his heavyweight, defending his heavyweight belt in a fight, got an eye poke by Ciryl Gane, and we haven't seen him since. Now, everyone's been somewhat supportive, going, oh, you've never been poked in the eye, you don't know how it feels, give the bloke a break. And all of a sudden, over the last few weeks, we've seen a couple of people turn on him. And who knows why? I mean, Michael Bisping is heavily involved in the UFC. He does the commentary from time to time. So I dare say he would be taking Dana's side now. And the big takeaway from it, right, is Michael Bisping has one eye. He underwent a huge eye surgery while he was still fighting in the UFC before he won his championship belt. And obviously getting an eye removed seems to be a much bigger issue than an eye poke, okay? I don't want to say Tom Aspinall is faking it or anything like that, but when Michael Bisping broke it down and he's like, look, I had a shorter time off and I got an eye fucking ripped out. It makes you start to think like I think it comes down to what I said before. We're never going to see Tom Aspinall in the UFC again. So last little story. This I probably should have tacked this on to when we're talking about the co-main, but fuck it, I got it here, and we'll touch on it again at the end of the episode. But one of the things that I'm most excited about in this entire thing is Alex Pereira chasing history. Moving up to heavyweight, he's had the middleweight title, he's had the light heavyweight title, now he's going up for heavyweight gold, and that would make him a champion in 3 UFC weight divisions. And I think if he does this right, it's tricky. It is very tricky because on this card, in the co-main and the main event, I think these two fighters in Alex Pereira and Ilia Topuria are both going to be heavily in the greatest of all time discussion when their careers are done. And if Alex Pereira secures this third belt, it is going to be very, very hard to deny him. The shit that he has done in the sport in such a short time frame is insane. So I'm not going to say anything until we get to that part of the breakdown, but my God, is it going to be absolute scenes. Lastly, fucking my Aussie MMA fans, how much does this suck at the moment? So I heard rumors this week that because this is not an official UFC numbered event, it's not like UFC 328 or UFC 329. It's purely just UFC Freedom 250. That's what it's been sold as. So I heard rumors that because it's not a numbered event, Australian viewers finally get a little leg up and we get it for free on Paramount Plus, which makes sense. Okay, that's how it should be. Then I heard a complete backflip literally yesterday saying, oh no, to watch the event, you've still got to pay your $60 to Foxtel or KO on main event to watch the thing. What the fuck? We are just getting fucked in the ass left, right and center here in Australia. The rest of the world is getting to see this for free on their Paramount Plus subscription. And now we're still just going to fork out that $60. So Dana's got me by the balls because there is absolutely no way in hell that I'm going to miss this card. The only thing that I am tossing up, I was contemplating going to a pub and watching it on Monday, but it's at a bit of a weird spot. It is in my podcast recording window, and I cannot miss 1 second of these fights. So I'm tossing up whether to drop the kids off to school, record the pod, and then watch the whole card, which will be very, very tight. Otherwise, the other option is, from what I've seen, the main event should finish around 1 p.m., possibly 2 p.m., is watch the main event, quickly come in, record the podcast before school pickup, and then I can do the UFC recap on that episode. So I don't know. Stay tuned for that one, guys. That is more of a personal debate that I'm having in my own head. But thought I'd bring it up. But let's get into breaking this thing down. I'm so fucking keen. Let me scroll down to the bottom of this card. We are kicking off in the featherweight division. We have Diego Lopez versus Steve Garcia. And my God, both these guys' records, what do we got? Diego Lopez, 27 wins, 8 losses. Steve Garcia, 19 wins, 5 losses. Now, I want to say something off the top. Most of this card, when you look at it, I don't know if I've ever seen a more safe card to pick the winners, okay? In saying that, what I want to make this breakdown about is my little lane, guys, specifically why I think the underdog in each fight can take this out. And it's MMA at the end of the day. You fucking zig when you should have zagged and your lights go out and the underdog wins. We saw it with Tom Nolan on the weekend, paying $3.50 to win. My God, what a good day it was on Sunday. I'm going to take a sip and we'll keep breaking down this fight. All right. Obviously, Lopez is the favorite in this fight. He's become one of the UFC's biggest fan favorite because of his little mustache, his emo little fringe, and then the mullet just kicking out the back. One of the best characters we have in the UFC at the moment. He has an aggressive submission game, but his last few fights have purely just been stand up. He's just been focusing on his striking. I think that was probably a mistake. He's obviously lost twice to Volk for the belt, and he's lost another one recently. I forget what it is, but he hasn't lost any stock. Now, his opponent here, Garcia, I'll be completely open. Yes, I've seen a couple of his fights. Have I really tracked his career as much as I probably should have? No, not really. So he's putting together a pretty serious run of knockouts, okay? Genuine knockout power, a heap of first round and second round knockouts. I forget his exact record at the moment of how many knockouts in a row he's got. I think he might be on a 4 knockout win streak. Don't fucking quote me. Safe bet on this one, okay? I think Diego Lopez, he needs this win. He needs to get back up there in contention for the belt. So I think that's the safe bet, okay? That is the obvious choice. I think Diego Lopez will win this by submission or decision. But in saying that, Steve Garcia, my God, the knockout highlights that I've been watching on TikTok and shit, if this stays standing for the full 15 minutes, he has the full potential to upset Lopez in this fight. Even if he doesn't get the knockout, I think his striking might be up there to get enough significant strikes and things like that just to get the decision over Lopez. So it's not... Look, that's probably one of the closest bets. What do we got here? Odds on knuckle bet. We got Diego Lopez at $1.60, Steve Garcia at $2.30. So he's not a huge underdog. But in saying that, I don't know. It's tempting. So I guess my safe pick, so that all the internet trolls and shit like that, I'm going to go Diego Lopez by submission. But yeah. Next fight, we go to the middleweight division. We have Bo Nickel versus Kyle Dorcas. Bo Nickel, he's the poster boy at the moment. He is one of the most hyped prospects in the UFC. He has recently lost. I think he's had another win since that loss, though. Again, don't fucking quote me. I should do a lot more research for this show, but fuck that shit. It's much better to talk out your ass. And Kyle Dorcas, he's a sneaky veteran. He got cut from the UFC, and now he's on a four fight win streak. So he seems to have turned a corner. And he just has some solid grappling on the ground. And I just think that experience, I think it could get up on Bo Nickel, you know? Bo Nickel, obviously he needs this fight. He's the poster boy. He's one of the Americans on the card trying to make the White House proud. And I think the UFC have put him on there to try and give him a safe fight. But I think a lot of people are doubting Dorcas. I'll give you my safe bet again. I think it could be Bo Nickel by decision. As I said, Dorcas, he's more of a grappler, but he does have some mean striking as well. If this does end up on the ground, obviously Bo Nickel is an all-American wrestler, all that sort of shit. It could just be a lot of ground game, threatening submissions, but not quite getting each other in a submission. It could be that. It could grind out to a boring decision. So if that is the case, I'm going Bo Nickel. But if Kyle Dorcas goes in there and he goes, fuck this shit, everyone's doubting me, I've got nothing to lose, everyone's forgetting this. Everyone's like, Bo Nickal's the poster child American. Kyle Dorcas is American as well. What if he fucking wins? It's a win-win for America. But Kyle Dorcas paying $4.50 on knuckle bet. It is very tempting. I think that could be my underdog pick for the entire card, guys. If I had to pick one, actually, there might be one more coming up. I think it might be the next fight, actually. Kyle Dorcas is up there. Next fight, let's talk about it. We have Mauricio. I fuck this guy's name up every time because he's got that Brazilian name where R's are actually H's, and it fucks with my head every time I read it. Just that weird autistic brain of mine. But we've got Mauricio Ruffy versus Michael Chandler. This is in the lightweight division, and this whole card, I think, has been built around Michael Chandler, okay? He is another poster boy American guy. The walkout for Michael Chandler, it's probably going to be one of the highlights of the UFC White House card. I'm calling it now. He is going to be fully patriotic. It's going to be absolute scenes. Mauricio Ruffy, though, he is on a pretty impressive win streak. He's one of the hot prospects in the lightweight division. Here's the thing, though, okay? This is going to be very controversial. I could get a lot of hate for this. Mauricio Ruffy has never really wowed me, okay? I saw him at the UFC Sydney card that I went to, and even that fight, I was just like, okay, like he got the win, but he's not blowing my doors off, okay? I don't get the hype around him. Yes, he's a pretty good fighter, but is everyone forgetting who the fuck Michael Chandler is? He is the embodiment of kill or be killed. This guy is never in a fucking boring fight. Yes, he is racking up the losses, but my God, one right hand changes everything. I'll give you my safe bet. This is, if I was going to put money on it, which I'm not encouraging that, guys, gamble responsibly, all that sort of stuff, Ruffy by KO. It's going to be a sad thing to see Michael Chandler get knocked out on the White House lawn, but it just seems to be what's written in stone, okay? But I can't doubt Michael Chandler. I think he has that dog in him, and this is the underdog that I was talking about in the last fight. I can't pick between Kyle Dorcas or Michael Chandler being my fucking solid underdog of the card, but Michael Chandler paying $3.80 on knuckle bet is very tasty. That's going to be a morning of decision for me, I think. But safe bet, Ruffy by KO. Let's just lock that in. Then we go again, guys. This card sounded shit when it got announced, but now every fight I'm looking at going, I can't miss this fight. I'm so keen for this fight. Heavyweight division, we have Josh Hokit versus Derrick Lewis. So Josh Hokit undefeated with 11-0. Derrick Lewis 29-12. He is an absolute veteran of the heavyweight division. It feels like he's been around forever, okay? He is, when I say characters of the UFC, Derrick Lewis is up there. Everyone loves him. He could lose. He's much like Tai Tuivasa. He could lose 7 in a row, and everyone still wants to see him fight because he's that guy, okay? And when he does get those wins, it's always just a vicious fucking KO, walks off and just starts pounding the ground like a fucking gorilla. So I think this is genuinely a hard one for me to break down, especially the heavyweight division. They're going to go in there. They're going to want to throw down. Josh Hokit, his last fight, I mean, he's looked good in all his fights. He's obviously got that big charisma of a character and things like that. I believe they're doing like another sort of, what's it called, press conference or something like that this week. They've actually banned Josh Hokit from coming to that because of the ruckus that he caused at the previous one. So I don't think that's cool. I think if you're on the card, you're fucking well and truly invited to the press conference. But I think Hokit's obviously undefeated. He's starting to develop a big cult following, and I think he's going to ride that high into this event. Now, I get fucked on the heavyweight fights all the time. Literally one punch can change the whole thing. So here's how I think this is going to go down. This is the best way I can break it down. If Derrick Lewis comes out of the gates, first round swinging, we all know Derrick Lewis is fucking in his high 40s now, I think. He's only got one round left in him. We saw it in his last fight. He went to a decision. Second and third rounds were just almost unwatchable. They were painful. If this goes past the first round, my pick is Hokit. If this ends in the first round, then it's Derrick Lewis. I genuinely don't want to pick. Let's go. What are the odds here? Lewis is the favourite. Is that right? Did I write that down properly? Surely not. All right, let's go my safe bet. Let's go Lewis by KO. Derrick Lewis KO. But I genuinely think, again, like I said, if it goes into the second round, Josh Hokit's got this. Whether he grinds it out to a decision or he just gets that late knockout, I don't know. But if Hokit is a genuine underdog in that, if I've written that down correctly, I will definitely be having I'll definitely be throwing a bit of cream on that one, if you know what I mean. But anyway, then we move up to the bantamweight division. The cool thing about this as well, guys, I should have touched on this at the start. There's no early prelims. There's no prelims. It is just main card. The whole thing is a fucking main card. And these fights well and truly resemble that. Bantamweight division, another fan favorite, Sean O'Malley takes on Arman Tsarukyan. So O'Malley desperately needs a win. There is no other way to fucking say that. He needs to get back in title contention. He just seems to be stagnant at the moment. You know what I mean? He needs to get back up there. Zahabi, he's been quietly working away in the background. He's now ranked in the top 10, and nobody seems to be talking about him. Now, he's a very dangerous fighter. Do I want every ounce of my body for Sean O'Malley to win? 100%. I feel like O'Malley, he just seems to have lost a step after the Merab fights. There just seems to be something about him. And I think if Zahabi can come in here and just make this an ugly fight, he might get the win. But I got to back my boy here. Well, let's go Sean O'Malley by decision. But that is genuinely going to be a sick fight. Then we go co-main event, interim heavyweight title. We have Alex Pereira versus Ciryl Gane. We touched on the whole triple weight division thing at the start of this. Pereira is 13-3. Gane is 13-2. I didn't realize their records were that close. Let's check I haven't fucked that up on the UFC.com website right now. Hurry up and load, you dog. No, that's right. Okay. Shit. Very rare that you get such close records. But anyway, this is literally a flip of the coin on all the bookies and things like that. Pereira is the slight underdog. Pereira is the slight favorite, sorry. And Pereira's chasing that UFC history. This win would make him the champion across 3 weight divisions, which is insane. But Gane, he's another one. I've never really been super impressed with Gane. But in saying that, he's also, as much as I'd hate to say it, he's a decent fighter, okay? He is a very technical fighter, especially for the heavyweight division. He is fucking sculpted like a Greek god, and he can be dangerous, I suppose. But there is no way in hell that I would bet against Alex Pereira in this fight. I'm going Alex Pereira by KO. This is my only worry, okay? Obviously, Alex Pereira was a middleweight. He then jumped up to light heavyweight, put on a few more kilos. Now he's jumping up to heavyweight and putting on even more kilos. Is that going to affect him in the later rounds in a heavyweight fight? I don't know. None of us know because we have not seen Alex Pereira at heavyweight. My worry is if Alex Pereira doesn't get the knockout in round 1, 2, potentially 3. If this goes to rounds 3, 4, and 5, Ciryl Gane might just be that disgusting guy that grinds out a decision and wins that interim belt, which I would fucking hate to see. So I need Alex Pereira to win this fight, especially by KO. It'll be absolute fucking history. Then we go to the main event, guys. The one we are all keen on. My God. Oh, I swear I say this all the time. I don't know if I've ever been this keen for a main event. In the lightweight division for the title, we have Ilia Topuria, current champion, going up against Justin Gaethje, who is the current interim champion, who got that belt while Topuria was on his little layoff. Topuria, 17-0. That is his record. Absolutely impressive. Justin Gaethje, 27 wins, 5 losses. Topuria is obviously the absolute favorite in this fight. And this is the thing, guys. I said this on the last UFC breakdown. I gave Sean Strickland a 5% chance of beating fucking Hamzat. And the guy just took it all and he got that belt. I'm giving Justin Gaethje about the same odds. I've broken this down in every single angle. I've tried to think of how this could possibly win. Ilia Topuria. So I've heard a lot of people, they're like, oh, Ilia Topuria fucking, if Justin's obviously an elite wrestler, okay? All-American wrestler. He came into the UFC. That was his pedigree. But people are forgetting that's what Ilia came into the UFC with. He was seen as like a grappler. He was known for submissions and things like that. Then he comes into the UFC and just starts fucking starking blokes on the feet. His last 3 fights, right? It doesn't make sense saying it out loud. Beats Volkanovski for the belt, knockout. Beats Holloway, knockout. Beats fucking Charles Oliveira, knockout. And the scary thing is, he said to Charles Oliveira in the face-off, I'm sorry, it has to be you. He gets fucking roses for these guys and drops them as if it's their funeral. I feel so bad for anyone that has to fight Topuria. But Justin Gaethje, the human highlight is his nickname. He is one of the reasons why I became obsessed with the UFC. He knows how to get in there. He knows how to make it dirty. He knows how to stand and bang. And he just seems to find a win however he gets it done. He looked impressive against Paddy Pimblett. I almost called him Paddy Gaethje for some reason. That would have been weird. And he's openly said it. This is his last run at undisputed gold in the UFC. If he wins this, 100% he will retire then and there. It does not get bigger than this moment. Winning the belt finally after a storybook career on the White House lawn, potentially the biggest card of all time, he has to call it quits if he somehow gets this done. Ilia Topuria paying $1.12 to win. Insane. Justin Gaethje, $5.50. Wow. Insane odds. Again, safe bet. You can't go past it. Ilia Topuria by KO. They were friendly. They were friendly all up until this week. Okay. I've also tried to come at this angle. They were friendly until this week, and then Justin Gaethje has flipped a switch. He started offending Ilia Topuria's family, having personal jabs, things like that. And he just seems to have awoken a beast in Ilia Topuria because now he's gone, fuck Justin Gaethje. There is no respect there anymore. And he just seems to be angry at Justin Gaethje now. Everyone is going, Justin, why the fuck did you do that? You are going to get killed. Now, as you guys know, I like to back the underdogs. I've racked my brain. I'm like, how can this make any sense? And it takes me back to my GOAT, okay? Conor McGregor. Let's all cast our minds back to vintage Conor. Jose Aldo, he was unbeatable, undefeated for 10 years. Nobody could beat him. This cocky little Irish kid comes out of nowhere, gets his title shot, and he just fucking gets in Jose Aldo's head, pisses him off, takes personal jabs, gets in his head so that Jose can't think straight in the octagon. Boom, wins the belt. Is Justin Gaethje going for this angle? Is he trying to get in Ilia Topuria's head, get him in there, get him angry, break him out of all his like safe, strategic, just fucking textbook moves and shit like that, and just go for that, make it dirty, and Justin Gaethje just gets that one clean hit that he needs? I think that's what he's going for, guys. And God, I don't know if I'm going to be able to contain myself if Justin Gaethje achieves the impossible. If he somehow knocks out Ilia Topuria, who has already been thrown around in the GOAT fucking story, God, it's going to be absolute scenes. It's going to be one of the best sporting stories I will have ever seen in my life. Let's hope it fucking happens, guys. I do not know. But my safe bet, Ilia Topuria by KO. We've got to lock it in. Let's have a sip of this and then we'll wrap up the episode. Ugh. Alrighty, guys. That's brought us to the end of our UFC breakdown for UFC Freedom 250 going down this Monday here in Australia. That leaves us with one last thing. Our Can't Bet Any Worse multi, brought to you guys from Knucklebet, voted by you guys on Instagram via polls. So this is all viewer voted. Don't come at me for the picks, okay? I agree on some of these, and some of them we'll write it out together, okay? With 67% of the votes, we have Ilia Topuria. With 89% of the votes, we've got Alex Pereira. And with 63% of the votes, we've got Derrick Lewis, which gives us a combined odds of $9.33, which you will find markets on Knucklebet. So get around it, guys. But that is our Can't Bet Any Worse multi for UFC Freedom 250 going down this week. And my God, I don't know if I've ever been this hyped for a fight card. But that's brought us to the end of this episode, guys. If you want to see me do some stand-up, I will be at the Camp Hills Bowls Club on Friday the 12th, and I'll be at the Newmarket Hotel on Friday the 15th. Other than that, guys, if you want to get in touch with the show, send submissions via DM on Instagram at Can't Get Any Worse Podcast, or shoot me an email at can'tgetanyworsepod@gmail.com. I hope you guys are as pumped for these fights as I am. I am so fucking keen, and I hope you all have a sick rest of the week. I will see you later.